I wanted to update my second half of my yogurt recipe because I've made some changes to it. And I wanted to be sure that I had given you guys the updates on it. I've been doing it now for several months. The first half doesn't change, so I'm just going to leave that one alone. But the second half has changed just a bit. We still have the same base here, which is what we did in the first half. Instead of milk and heavy cream, I'm using just heavy cream. I am still using the Jell-O sugar-free instant pudding. And I am using extracts and essential oil to flavor it. Now, just a little caveat, you want to make sure if you're going to use an essential oil, a citrus-based essential oil, that you put it in at the very end and you just do a few drops. You don't want to typically mix essential oil, citrus essential oils with dairy, but if you do it right, you can get away with it. So go ahead and get started here. Instead of starting with the yogurt base as before, I'm going to start strictly with my heavy cream, and I'm going to just pour that right in there. Well, I think we put the milk in too, but I'm not doing the pudding first. I'm going to start with the heavy cream. Previously, we did the cream and the pudding, but I found that this version gives me way fewer lumps. And then you want to take your base, which is now, you can stick your spoon in straight up just like that. See? That's how you know you've done good. And then you just kind of take and put a few chunks in there. Not all of it, just a few chunks to get started about that size. They're pretty good size. And then you want to just begin to incorporate them. Start on like a 1 or a 2. And you just really want to kind of get it in there, get it going. Be careful if you're going to do this, because your spatula can get in those beaters and then that will ruin your day and your yogurt. Just kind of push them in there. And then get about half of your yogurt in. Get that bowl going. And you can turn it up now that it's kind of started. You don't want to start at 1 when it's just the milk in there, because it'll make a really huge mess. And you don't want that. So once you've got a little bit of the yogurt in there, take your pudding that I put into a bowl. You don't have to put it into a bowl, but I put it into a bowl because it makes it easier to do this. Just a little at a time. That's about a third. And just kind of get it going. Mix it in there. And this will help kind of keep those lumps from forming. And you don't have to scrape the bottom so much. You still have to get the sides good, but you don't have to scrape the bottom so much. And then go back to your yogurt. Put a little bit of it in. Another couple big scoops. Maybe 2 or 3. And I've got now about a third left. And I'm going to kind of push that around. Get it kind of chunked up. And it's looking pretty lumpy in there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's looking pretty lumpy in there. But that's okay. We're going to work it out. Go ahead and put about another third of your pudding mix in. Scrape your sides down real good. Go all the way down to the edge. Because you want this to be mixing up a whole time. And then put in the last of your base. Doesn't matter how big the chunks are, you're just going to get all the base and get all that goodness out of there. And at this point, you want to turn it up to about a 7. Because you're going to start getting that buildup on the top if you're not careful. So just kind of get it going. Put what's left of your pudding in there. All gone. And get your sides scraped up real good. Take your little second spatula, this is my cheater, and just kind of get all that goodness off of there. And see, you don't have that buildup on the back of your spatula like you did before in the previous method. So this works pretty good. And now you can kind of turn it up to about an 8, 9. Let it go for a minute. Kind of slow your bowl down a little. I try to manipulate that a little bit. Watch it and you'll see it smoothing out. Then give yourself another little scrape. This little tool is real handy because I can go all the way down. One shot. And I know I'm going backwards, but I like to go backwards sometimes. Just kind of scrape all this goodness off of there. And turn it up to about a 10, and then you have the option for turbo. Like I've got an option for turbo on this one, like right here. I'm going to turbo it on the beaters, but I'm going to slow the spin. And hopefully not spray the camera too badly. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because this is where we're going to add our flavors. You can add any flavor that you want to at this point. You can use spices if you like. If you love pumpkin spice, you can even use pumpkin spice. They even have an extract for that. But we're going to use the strawberry and orange and banana. So I'm going to start off with banana, and I'm going to start off with a tablespoon. 1 tablespoon. I like that because it's nice and clear. And then kind of turn your mixer back on a little bit and let it kind of mix that in so you don't see it anymore. And turn it up to about a 6 or a 7. Let it go. Woo, that's strong smelling stuff. Woo! Goodness. I always like that juice, the orange and strawberry and banana together, so when I make this and I do this flavor, it makes me think of that. A little tip, which I didn't do right now, but lesson learned, put the lid back on when you're finished. I lost a whole bottle of strawberry one day because I forgot to do that. So now it's going. I'm going to just let it keep going, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of the strawberry extract. Now you notice that's a little bit on the pink side, red side, so it's going to change the color a little bit. That's actually kind of brown. So it'll lighten the color, it'll kind of change the color a little bit, but not too badly. And let that go and do your little scraping. You'll be seeing some swirlies in there now. It's smoothing out. And this is where you want to go with if you're going to use a citrus essential oil. And it doesn't take a lot. We just want a little note of orange in there. So I'm probably going to add about 8 or 10 drops. And you just kind of let it go around. Okay. Put the lid back on it. Ooh, smells so good. Just kind of slow the spin a bit. Now I don't know if you can see this or not, but we pretty much are smooth with no lumps. No crusties. I'm going to give it a scrape all the way down before I turn it on high speed one more time. And now it's time to taste it. So I'm going to turn it off for just a minute. I want to show you this dreamy, creamy consistently. Look at that stuff. Ooh, man, that looks good. Mmm. Oh, yes, ma'am. That's good. I'm pretty happy with my flavors, but if you taste this and you want a little bit more something else or something like that, I would just caution about your oils because a little goes a long way. And I think a couple extra drops got in there because I'm really tasting that orange. But at this stage, I would go half a teaspoon at a time more and taste it to see if you like it. A little bit can go, when you get too far, it's hard to come back from. So at this point, half a teaspoon more if you are wanting more of either one of those or whatever flavor it is that you've chosen. But other than that, we have a beautiful thing of yogurt. Let me just kind of show you this bowl a little bit, if I can. If you can see that. That is a huge bowl of yogurt. Now, if you're like us in my house, this will last about a week. But if you don't eat that much yogurt, you can keep this for about 10 days in the refrigerator. And you can make popsicles with it if you want to. And then you have your own yogurt fruit bars. So enjoy, and I hope that you have a lot of fun making your own yogurt and trying different flavors. There are all kinds of extracts out there or seasonings if you want to use them. And if you wanted to use some essential oils and you don't know where to get those from, just give me a holler and I can help you out with that. Happy yogurt making. See you next time.